Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. It's time for Morning Manna. And today is Giving Tuesday, is Generosity Tuesday. That's what today is. And I want to grab you and bring you into the holiday spirit. I want to bring you into the holiday spirit. And why do I want to do that? The reason is that we begin on Thursday, Thanksgiving. From Thursday, it goes to Black Friday. Everybody's out spending all kind of money. Then it's Small Business Saturday, or maybe that's coming up next Saturday. I'm not sure. Then we go from there, we go to online buying on Monday. And today, consistent with the national flow, is Giving Tuesday. It's Giving Tuesday. How about that? And so I want to speak to this moment of being generous, of speaking to this moment of being generous, because it has a great deal to do with this holiday spirit. And what do you mean, this holiday period, rather? What do you mean by that? We all come together. We all come together, and it's all about what we're going to receive or give to somebody. And we forget the key person in the middle of that is Jesus Christ. So I want to raise that this morning, and before we get into that, want to greet some folk and then get right into this morning's manna. Good morning, Ella. How are you this morning? Vicky, how are you on this morning? Brother Pope, how are you? Gloria, how are you on this morning? George Jackson, how are you? Welcome. Good morning to you. Carolyn, how are you on this morning? Where you been, girlfriend? Been a minute. Brother Nesbitt, how are you doing? Elder Jan, how are you? Lifting you up in prayer constantly. Tally, how is everything there? Lifting you up this morning, Bev. Good morning, Miss Cat. How was Thanksgiving? Made it to the Big D, I see, and I hope you made it back. Looked like you had a wonderful time. Looked like you have a wonderful. We're going to the Big D. We're going to the Big D. We're gonna catch that Sunday night game. Man, I cannot wait. We're gonna see what happens between the Steelers and not the Steelers. It's the Cowboys and the Eagles. My son PG2 is an Eagle fan, and so I told him I'm going to wear a jersey, two jerseys. The Cowboy one on the top. If we start losing, we'll pull that off, and I'll have the Eagles one. He said, Bishop, now why you'd want to do that? Well, what can I say? Good morning, Monaco. How are you? How you feeling? Good morning, Erica. How are you on this morning? Grand Rising, Betty. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Pamela. How are you? Good morning, Angela. How are you? Jacqueline, how are you? Gloria, how are you? Look, this morning, let's jump right into it. This morning is Giving Tuesday or Generosity Tuesday. And I really want for us to focus in on that. Generosity Tuesday. Now, I put in the crawler the Cash App of my church. I'm not simply saying to you to give to New Life, and I'm going to give you reasons here in a moment, but to any church that you attend. Today is nationally when we begin to look at, all right, how am I going to be generous? How am I going to be generous to those that are in need? And so I'm going to lift that up. The text to talk, the takeaway this morning. And the text this morning is Luke 6:38. Now, Luke 6:38, I want to just let you know, Luke 6:38, we hear it quoted so many times, but I want you to grab a hold of the fact that Luke 6:38 has to do with relationships that pour into our giving. Now let's hear it again for the first time. Luke 6:38 says, now give and it will be given to you. How many times have you heard that? Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over will be put into your lap. For with the same measure you use will be measured back to you. The previous verses are speaking to how we treat one another. How are we in relationship? And then it simply makes this point. It makes this point that in that there should be a giving, a reciprocity with respect to all of our giving. Financial, relational, love, whatever the case may be, it is a reciprocity. So I want to lift up this morning to you the reciprocity of generosity. The reciprocity of generosity. Put that in the chat area. The first thing I want you to notice, have you ever seen stingy people or noticed that stingy people never have any money? It is the reciprocity of generosity. The reciprocity of generosity. Stingy people never have any money. Galatians says that God is not mocked. In other words, he makes sure that the generosity of reciprocity is adhered to, because he puts our whole universe on a cycle. He puts our whole universe on a cycle. I don't want to get graphic or what have you, but if anyone knows about cyclical things, it's women. It's women, and I'll leave it at that. They know the cycle of a month. They know the cycle of childbirth. They know those cycle of things. Then God says it is generosity, the reciprocity of generosity, because now I put the whole world on a cycle. Do you know that we turn and we revolve around there? We turn and we revolve. Why? Because it creates a reciprocity of generosity. Come here, Genesis 8:20 or so. It tells us that as long as the earth endures, there is a reciprocity of generosity. So how do we deal with that? What do we do with that? I want you to think of this. I pray before I give. I pay attention to what he's done for me, and I pour according to what I want to receive. Let me say it again. Put it in the chat area. I pray for what I should give. I'm not going to be coerced. I pay attention to what he's done for me, and I pour in the measure that I want to be blessed. Let me lift up this to you right now. Our church has a missionary, Pastor Richard. You hear me speaking to him. His wife is in a really bad medical situation. And so I want you to use this particular thing, and it does not have to be just for New Life. I want you to think about your church. Generally, we'd be thinking about a charity. Your first charity should be your church. Trust when I tell you, not your fraternity, not your sorority, not all of the wonderful things that happen in the community with community agencies, from the urban leagues to the NAACP. All of those are wonderful places, but your charity should begin first with your church. So pray. Pay attention to what God has done. Now pour. If you are a life changer, there it is. Make today. Go in the national flow from Thanksgiving to Black Friday to Small Business Saturday to Online Monday to now being generous on Generosity Tuesday. What's your takeaway? One word. Expect. Expect. Because when you pray, pay attention, and pour, you can expect God to bless you. Hey, the Lord be with you today. And just know it's the reciprocity of generosity today. Share the manna. If it bless you, bless somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more Morning Manna. First Lady and I, we're going to begin with prayer as well. God bless you. Bye now.